All right, Coach, if you have an opening statement about the match, we'll take questions.
No, I thought it was a great spring match, really good competition, and one of our biggest goals was to keep the level of play consistent no matter who was out there, and I thought we did that. And it was, great, I think, way to showcase our team this early in the year.
Questions?
Coach, to see, obviously you guys have been working hard up to this point, to see some things that can't get worked out, always like to just watch your team play.
Excuse me, sorry.
Just watch your team play and that, working on some things, obviously you guys worked really hard to get to this point, to see that in action, how good did that feel?
Oh yeah, it felt great. And you could tell at the beginning, I think both teams were pretty nervous. It was like shank, miss serve. So it was good to get that out of our system, and then also just see them work through that. And again, no matter who was out there, just keep it really consistent with the things we've been working on in practice.
Was that intentional when not putting freshmen out there that first time, let them get acclimated a bit, or was that just help?
Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to do, and we talked as a staff about just starting the veterans, and they earned it. And I've been saying all week that it's been pretty even statistically, so why not let the returners start, because we knew we were going to try to play everybody almost as evenly as we could with making adjustments if we needed to.
Tried basically every combination of your defensive specialists. What did you see from each of them in the different roles they played?
Well, I don't want to go through each of them, but I did tell them in the locker room as a group, the first thing I said, just super impressed by those four and the way they handled the changes. And I thought Macy and Carrie did an awesome job in their roles, and Lainey and Liv, going in and out of being libero is not easy. And their stats might not be amazing when we look at them tomorrow morning, but I thought their play was very, very good, and super proud of them. And it's one of the deepest groups of liberos I've ever coached.
Andy said that she hasn't practiced that D-ball attack when out of the back row. But she got approval from you to run it too. I mean, is that a new wrinkle that you can add to it?
Yeah, well, we did practice it, but it's more like in a game situation, not actually working on it. And she killed 6 of them in a row in one drill, and we're like, we should probably do that in a game. So we just started having her play right back when she serves, and gave Bergen the green light to set her. So that was really fun to see it work, and it really worked. It wasn't just kind of work.
What did you like about the way Ryan Hunter was attacking it?
Just super aggressive. For a freshman to come out there and swing away, and some of those out-of-system swings were pretty insane. And that sets the tone for her. She's going to go after and go for kills. And I told her, she didn't play beach, so we did some training with her. Your job is to block balls and kill balls, and let's not worry about anything else. And she did that tonight, so it was good to see her do her job.
What does that tell you about the way how she handled this moment, how you can handle things now going forward?
It also gives us the green light to push her a little bit more, and get her ready to be able to do that night in and night out. I think that's a challenge in itself, especially as a freshman when you're prepping for teams and balancing school in a long year. That's not easy. So we can kind of start preparing for her mindset to do that when it comes to fall.
Rebecca talked about having nerves and jitters being back here to Dani, but yourself, how was the light show, and just what was that kind of, unofficial coaching debut coming into tonight?
Really wasn't nervous. It was more excited and just grateful to be here, and a place where you can sell out a spring game, and it's a big deal to people to get in. So it was more gratitude. I wasn't that nervous, and I feel like the team had a look in their eyes, they're very businesslike. I was shocked when they were like, we're everybody's shaking out there. I'm like, really? You guys don't look like it. So they made me feel really calm. So I wasn't too nervous, just more excited, and I knew we'd play fairly well, just the way we've been practicing, and I knew they were excited to play an opponent.
What can Harper add by including that top spin jump serve to her arsenal?
I think it just makes her a more aggressive player. When she went back to serve, I think in game 2, I told her to float, because she's also got a great float and a great yo-yo serve, so short serve, and I think she kind of was mad at me. I was happy I was glad that she wanted to keep top spinning. So just an aggressiveness, and she wants to ace, it's just like she wants to score points, and that's just another way for her to score more points.
Take satisfaction from anything that is going from the practice court to a setting like this that you've been able to make an impact and change on them?
I wouldn't say anything I've been able to change, but maybe an impact would be setting the middles and as much as we can. And I think Becca had an awesome match. And she's taking to heart, like, we need her to kill balls, and that's going to be a big part of our offense. So to see her do that tonight was really encouraging. But I think our floor defense was really good all the way around, and we talked a lot about, like, not letting second balls drop and playing hard throughout the whole point. I thought they did that. I think there was only one ball that we'll look back on film and be pretty dissatisfied with.
I don't know if we'll see you again before or on Saturday, but what did you like about tonight that you hope to keep going on Saturday, and maybe things you want to tune up a little bit?
The middle attacking for sure, want to keep that going. I would say our serve receive, I do think Kansas served very aggressively, but I thought our serve receive showed some weaknesses, and then just our blocking. But if we're serving weak, our blocking is probably going to look weak. So, if we serve tougher and then hopefully can smooth out our blocking, those would be two big areas of improvement.
What have John and Lindsay told you about how you ended up having a spring match in Ord, and how you feeling about that experience?
Well, I was an assistant when we started that. I don't even remember where we went, but I know it was far out of western Nebraska. We played Colorado. So I kind of know what to expect, and I know it's really special to the people in those towns, and they put on a show the night before and treat us like royalty. So I know it'll be a great time, and it's a way to just be really appreciative of what we have in the state of Nebraska.
Final questions?
I know you talked about the gratitude for being here already, but just knowing that you sold out the game tonight, you're selling out Ord on Saturday, just how surreal was this whole experience?
Yes, really surreal, and something we're not going to take for granted and continue to do and celebrate our athletes. And the way they can do that is, like tonight, playing great from start to finish and a bunch of different lineups, and putting on a great show.
Do you have any plans to make sure you watch the Derby on Saturday?
I'll try. I've conceded to the fact that I'm not going to be glued to the TV on Saturday.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Excellent.
Thank you.